Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Bitcoin to 100K. I think it's in a big move now. Um, of course, top 5 altcoin picks to follow as well. So let's get stuck straight into it over here. It's obviously Bitcoin on the daily time frame, and you can see Bitcoin is holding up really, really well at the moment. We've been playing this move. We are long from 81.6, the zone over here. And it is looking good, guys. It is looking good. We are happy with the trade, of course. And let me just move this down quickly to over there. That looks a bit better. So 81.6 is where we're long for at the moment. And this is looking really good, guys. We obviously pushed through. We've broken out. We nailed this trade. And we are consolidating above 92K, guys. We are consolidating above 92K. And this is what we want to see, guys. This consolidation above here is making me really, really bullish. And often when we do reclaim a key 50% level, you guys know it's the 50% level, all-time highs down to the recent low, halfway point is 92K. And consolidation above 92K is bullish, and it puts Bitcoin in the relatively strong half, guys. So this is the strong half of the range. Very simple, from all-time highs to the 50% level. That is the strong half of the range, and you do expect bullish momentum to continue in the stronger half of the range. Guys, I've been looking at this today, throughout the day, and looking very interesting over here because I was looking at the last time Bitcoin broke out. Okay, this was the breakout over here, of course, and we had a big green candle over here. Bang, RSI was in relatively similar positions. Big green candle. Then we grinded up sideways in a movement like this, guys. Very, very, very important here. Look at that. Okay, this movement over here, or price action, is bullish, and you do expect a potential pop to come, guys. And just note here that this started on Sunday, guys. So definitely pay attention this weekend. We could get that move on Sunday. So if you compare what happened, we had a nice big move up, green day, bigger green day, grind to the upside, and then we pushed up. So here we got green day, bigger green day, grind to the upside. Will we push up just like the price action early November? I'm not saying we are, but I'm just saying it does look pretty good, guys. This price action is what is happening at the moment, and it's very tough to be a bear. It's very, very tough to be a bear. Shorting the zone is very dangerous, and I do not recommend shorting the zone, guys. RSI is cooking. When the RSI gets above 70, it does get violent. We all know when the RSI is above 70, it gets violent. You can see over here what happened. Got very, very violent. RSI above 70, and you do get those big pushes to the upside. So don't sleep on this move, guys. So what is the plan? What is the plan? So if you are not in this trade, what you're going to be waiting for is for Bitcoin to potentially get a rejection, and this is going to be your buy zone, and then you're going to be going long from over here. And I will be joining you 100% in this long. This is a very obvious long, in my opinion. So that's why I think it most likely won't happen. But if it does happen, this is the trade that you are looking for. Nice big push to the upside. I do think everyone missed this move, so I don't think this is going to come down and give anyone a chance to get into this move. But for now, guys, definitely note this price action off. If you do get that big push up on Sunday, this thing is most likely going to be sent. And if we look at what happened last time as well, you do get that push up, and then that upwards, I mean, even on the daily time frame, that upwards grind is very bullish, guys. And even if it's just a few days, it is bullish, and we do expect continuation to the upside, guys. So that is Bitcoin at the moment. Our plan remains basically we're going to be longing from 89K to 86K. That is our long box. We will be going long here, and obviously I'll be increasing my position size, and I'll get an average entry around there. Stops in the same place, and then we are obviously targeting 100K or all-time highs, guys. 100K is obvious level, massive zone, of course. Here's the 100K region over here. Bang, you can see very much respected over there. We're gonna make this red over there. So look, resistance, 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 support, a little bit of support over there, resistance, last resistance before we came down. So 100K is the target, obviously a nice round number. And we do expect that 100K will most likely get a rejection, guys. A lot of people, 100K, people over here who bought earlier on would have loved to sell their Bitcoin at 100K. So maybe that is where we do find resistance. But I don't think it's worth selling, guys. There's been a lot of news, a lot of FUD, a lot of bad news, a lot of negativity in the space. And I do think that bullish price action will most likely continue. And if we have a look at MicroStrategy, guys. MicroStrategy, obviously, Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy. This is obviously a Bitcoin, stock, and we all know that this is leveraged Bitcoin, basically. But just remember, guys, that when this broke out, Bitcoin followed. Okay, this broke out at the start of October, and we were all calling for on the 7th. Actually, broke out on the 7th of October, and we're all calling for Bitcoin to most likely follow suit, guys. Most likely follow suit. And if we go back into this, October was this period over here, guys. So Bitcoin was relatively sideways. We had that double bottom. We got very, very, very long in the zone over here. I do remember. And basically, MicroStrategy breaking out is front running Bitcoin breaking out, guys. It's leveraged Bitcoin. It is most likely a front run. So MicroStrategy has basically come up now. It's reclaimed the 50% level at $322 right over here. Reclaim the 50% level at $322. We've taken out that important high that we were speaking about. This high over here, bang, taken out. So what that tells us, guys, is that we're in bullish market structure. Okay, MicroStrategy is now in bullish market structure. Okay, we had a lower high. We've taken out that lower high and made a higher high, guys. This is bullish market structure, and what you expect for bullish market structure is higher highs and higher lows. So something like this, guys, higher highs, higher lows, until it eventually, we make lower lows and lower highs. So that is the name of the game. Bullish price action on MicroStrategy. It is opening at these highs, and we do expect a push up today on MicroStrategy above the 50% level. If we do get a test of $322, this is your long zone, guys. If you prefer not having your money in crypto, but you want to be exposed to Bitcoin, MicroStrategy is your best bet. And then I'm not sure if we can hit all-time highs, but we can definitely target key levels. And an obvious key level will be, okay, well, all-time highs all the way down to our level over there, and $388 over here would be a target if you did long this breakout, guys. Obviously, the risk reward isn't that great for MicroStrategy. The risk reward is better at the moment for altcoins, in my opinion. Obviously, the Bitcoin risk to reward, right now isn't too great. It was obviously really good over here when we took the long. But guys, sit in your hands and wait. Let's see what happens. But I'm going to go into some altcoin trades because I don't think altcoins have rallied as much as they are most likely going to. And I'm going to go over my top 5 altcoins right now. And I'm going to start off with Solana, guys. Obviously, Solana, you can't be bearish on Solana. The reason why I'm bullish on Solana is because massive range over here, basically a range high besides this kind of deviation double top pattern over there. This is the range low, and what we've had now is we've had a deviation of the range low and a reclaim with bullish divergence whilst we've reclaimed the 50-day EMA and broken out of this downtrend. So this is bullish market structure, guys. This is textbook bullish market structure over here. This is a shift in market structure, guys. So what we don't want to see is for this to be some kind of megaphone pattern, and for price to this is your megaphone, something like that, and then for price to come down here. This is what you don't want to see, guys. So when you get this first higher high, what you're waiting for next is the next higher low, guys. The next higher low, that is what we are waiting for now. But the thing is, we're going to have to be patient for this next high low. Will Solana go all the way up to the 200-day EMA or the key level of $180 before coming down to make that higher low? I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure. But I do like the look of this 50-day EMA. This 50-day EMA is most likely going to be flipped into support. So if we do get some red days in the crypto market, that 50-day EMA is going to be massive support and should be majorly bought up, guys. So don't fade this. I think Solana is one of the bigger bets. I do like the zone over here. I didn't think that we'd break out here, but in hindsight, it was quite obvious. The reclaim of the 50-day EMA, and we closed 1, 2, 3 candles. That's your signal to go long. 3 candles above the 50-day EMA, and off we go. I was actually waiting for a inverse head and shoulders to come out, something like that. Left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder in here before the breakout, and then we go long. We didn't get the right shoulder, it got front run. And that's what it is, guys. It's the name of the game. We're only here to take the high probability trades. We were going to go long Solana, but if you want to go long Solana at the zone over here, where's your stop loss? Well, for swing trading, obviously the last lower or the last low, you could have a tight stop over there, targeting that trade over there. Obviously more risk when you're closer to point invalidation, but this would be your zone over there, and that is not a favorable risk to reward. So guys, definitely wait for Solana. Solana, the next higher low will be key over here. Bang, something like that. That'd be looking really good. Then we'll be buying up the zone over here, stops over there, and away we go, guys. So Solana is number one. Solana number one, guys. Let me get rid of that. Let's unlock that quickly. There we go. Okay, second altcoin, guys. You probably couldn't have guessed, but it is Ondo. Okay, obviously Ondo. Just being sarcastic there. Ondo broke out over here. We've been bullish on Ondo ever since it broke out over here. Obviously, down sloping resistance over there. Little peak out over here. This is where we went long. We went long in the zone over here. I think we even bought the top of that candle. We didn't really mind because we know it's a breakout. So obviously stops would go over there. This was the trade at the moment. If you did take this Ondo trade with me, obviously, guys, stop loss above this next low. We have created bullish market structure, so we don't want to see this low taken out. If this low gets taken out, bang, gets taken out, we could retest and sweep the lows again. So definitely have your stop loss over there. And this is when the gains are going to be made. So very, very key for Ondo. We need to get above the 200-day EMA, guys. We need to flip this into support. And this is where I will be adding to my Ondo long, guys. I'm in from about 90 cents, 91 cents or so over here, up a little bit on this trade. But we're obviously targeting $1.40. We're targeting $2.14 and obviously $3 over here. But $3 is going to be the end of your target, guys. I'm expecting just a big grind to the upside throughout the year, a green 2025. We've called the green 2025 since the start of the year. Obviously, we still need to wait a while for that. This opened the year over here, so we are red, but expecting a green 2025. TP1, $1.40. But yeah, we will obviously analyze the market when we get there. But Ondo's number two, guys, bullish on this. If you get a move back down into this 96, 95 zone, or even, guys, definitely mark off the 50-day EMA on your chart. Whenever a token comes back and tests that level as support or resistance, it is a good place to either long or short, guys. A good example would be here. We obviously lost the 50-day EMA, came back into it, good zone to flip short here. Obviously, we didn't flip short because we are macro bulls and we do trade the higher term timeframes. So that's going to be Ondo. Ondo is number two. I'm going to go into number three right away, and that is Render. Render looking really good. It was one of the first tokens to break the market structure. I do like how instead of a lower low, we got a double bottom. So you can see a double bottom over there. Bang, bang. Came into the price action, got a good reaction, and this broke the downtrend on Sunday already, guys. So this is leading the market, in my opinion. And what you want is to be in market leaders, guys. Market leaders are the ones that are most likely going to have the biggest moves. And I'm easily picturing a $7 render sooner than later. Obviously, massive breakouts for that to happen. But I do like the break of structure. We spoke about this, guys. Obviously, we had a lower high, came down, double bottom, and then we have a higher high now. So what you expect is for a higher low to come into the play and then make the move up. So this would be a really good zone to get into Render. If we do see Render underneath $4, it'll be looking pretty good. That's obviously 10%, 10% down at the moment. And this would be a good place to get into Render, guys. So I would definitely also mark off Render on your watch list, and I'd mark off the 50-day EMA. And if we come into the zone, I am expecting a higher low to form in this area. Maybe even grab all the liquidity from the zone over here. That would be a nice, very nice entry for Render for that move up. Obviously, stops would go below that last or the double bottom, guys. So that's Render. That is the third altcoin. I am bullish on this one. I do like that it's a market leader. I do like that it is in a kind of macro, macro bull market. These were the previous highs of the previous cycle, and we have taken that out of this cycle, meaning there is interest and there are buyers of render above previous all-time highs, guys. So that is a bullish sign. And yeah, guys, $7, mark this off on your charts. If you are overexposed and you bought a lot of render over here and you're sick of holding it, this would be your offload zone and your obvious resistance, guys. So that is render. This one, very important, Sui, guys. Sui is looking really, 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 really good at the moment. We obviously got that breakout over there, obvious breakouts. This didn't give anyone a chance to get back into Sui. So what you can tell from that is that it's extremely strong, and it's actually an alert. I didn't get this alert, which is annoying. So I was waiting for Sui to break the market structure. We obviously broke the market structure and it hasn't stopped. And normally when a token doesn't allow anyone to get in, it is bullish, okay? You've had no opportunity to get into Sui. You've only had to chase price to the upside. It's now fighting with its, why is this so far away? It's now fighting with that 50% level. If it closes above $3.53, $3.54, this zone over here, it's going to be very, very, very bullish for Sui. And I do like how it's taken out that mid-Feb high as well, obviously taken out this level over here with the recent pump today. So if we can flip this level into supports, just like Bitcoin, hold that 50% level, you'll most likely see a very aggressive move to the upside. And that's it for Sui, guys. Sui's looking really good. Definitely, definitely, definitely. This has to be in your portfolio. Sui is most likely going to lead this bull run, guys. Very bullish over here. You can see one wave to the upside, second wave to the upside, and we do expect a third wave to come to the upside. And the best way to do that, you got your Fibonacci levels over there. We're going to have this upsloping resistance over here. I'm going to move this a little bit out over here as well. There we go. And this level is looking good, guys. This zone over here, this will obviously, the 1.618 should be the level that you're marking off in the charts. And that's going to be $7.60, guys. The 2.618, also $11. Let's see what happens. But guys, time is running out to get into this. If we can see consolidation over here, get that up here. If we can see some consolidation over here, be looking quite good. If we get a move back down there, this should be your next buy zone easily, guys. $2.80, and then we might see that all-time high level, and that's 1.618 level. And this, lines up quite nicely with, from a timing perspective, guys. Of course, looking at Q4 2025, and guys, the last one that I want to show you guys is Phantom, and Phantom or Sonic is breaking out today. Okay, so definitely mark this off on your charts, guys. Put this on your watch list. This one's looking pretty good. I do like that it's breaking out today. I do like that today it's fighting with that 50-day EMA. We've struggled above it. We've had big rejections from it over there, little fake out over there, rejection, 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 and today we are breaking that level and peeking our head outside of that our zone over here. And this is probably the trade of the week, guys. This is the trade of the week. So I'm going to zoom out quickly. This is Phantom or Sonic. And the reason this is my target is because this is a fair value gap, okay? Massive, massive, massive sell orders over here, big sells. And often when you have, big days in a row like this and you don't have wicks that come and retest this level, it creates a fair value gap. And this is going to be our level that we are targeting, okay? So if you do want to take this trade with me, of course, I am taking this trade. And I'm going to be taking this breakout trade over here. Okay, if you are very aggressive, then you'd be taking this exact risk to reward. You don't want to see price underneath here. That's going to stop you out. Obviously, it gives you a much bigger risk to reward of 8-to-1, okay? If you are a more conservative trader like me, like myself, I'm going to put my stop loss over here, and I'm going to enter in half my position now, and the other half if we do take this liquidity out there. I'm a conservative trader, guys. I'm obviously going to make less money than the aggressive trader if this level doesn't get stopped out, but it's more likely to happen that this might get taken out. But for this low to get taken out, in my opinion, very, very, very unlikely to happen for Phantom. And this gives us a risk reward of let's give it on the lower target over there. 4-1, guys. This is a 4-1 risk reward trade on Phantom, and I think it's very, very likely going to happen. Okay, I don't see these lows get taken out. We can see the bullish momentum forming, RSI building up for a while now. We have peaked our head outside of this trend line over there. Let's make that yellow. And this is looking good, guys. This is the trade of the day, in my opinion. This is the trade of the week. And this one hasn't run yet. And I do see Phantom making a big move, guys. If we put this on the weekly time frame as well, it is looking bullish. And you can see that, you know, if we do continue this ascending megaphone pattern, we do see that, you know, it's obviously very choppy. But these upper targets of just under $2 are, you know, the minimum targets. I've heard some guys are very, very bullish on this. Some of the bigger players, the whales, are quite psyched on Sonic. And I am seeing this trade play out, guys. Obviously, don't risk more than you can afford to lose. I will obviously be risking 1 to 2% of my trading portfolio with leverage on here. You know, there's a 30% downside. So I'll be taking about a 3x, guys. I'll be taking about a 3x. If you've got a $10,000 account, you're going to be putting 1% of your trading account, which is $100. 2% would be $200. And that amount is your stop loss, okay? So bang, 3x on that, put in a $600 trade if you've got a $10,000 account risking 2%. If that does confuse you, let me know. I do love explaining the maths behind stop losses and risk reward. So this is the trade, guys. I'm actually going to be taking this trade today. And what you can do is you can just enter in 1% of your portfolio, 3x leverage into this trade. And as soon as we come up and break that 70 cent and come down and test that 62 cents, something like that, will it be aggressive? Will it not? I don't know. I don't have the crystal ball. But being a buyer above 62 cents as support over here, this will be where we'll be doubling down on our trade and moving our stop loss over here, basically risking the same amount, but having a much bigger portfolio size or much bigger trade, sorry. And then eventually the portfolio size, of course. So this is the trade now. If Phantom does break out or Sonic and does come down and retest, we're going to be doubling down and our entry will be there. Okay, so this is a 30% drawdown. Okay, so our average entry will be about there. Stop loss will move below there. And that's a 22% drawdown, guys. So we can be adding some into this. We can probably be adding another 50% and creating obviously a bigger position. You can even change your leverage if your exchange allows that. And then you can be targeting that dollar, guys, this $16, $17 mark. And then obviously, guys, moon targets. You have to leave a moon bag, especially at this point in the cycle. We know that cycles are typically 3 years of bullish or 1,000 days bullish. So, you know, we're coming to the end of that, guys. We're coming to the end of that. You know, I think there's under 300 days of this bullish momentum. So you got to take advantage of that as soon as you can, guys. Phantom, Sonic, do not sleep on this trade, guys. If you are very conservative and you just want to get into some spot entries, you know, if you don't want to use any leverage, then you can put in a little bit here. You know, it stops below that 37 cent zone over there, even over here. But, you know, you don't want to see this upsloping support to be broken down because it's been looking very ugly for Sonic, guys. But it is closer to the bottom than the top, and we are expecting the fair value gap to be filled at the very minimum, guys. Very minimum. So those are the 5 altcoins for today. We mentioned Solana, we mentioned Ondo, we mentioned Render, we mentioned Sui, and we mentioned Sonic, Phantom, guys. Very simple. Those are the ones. I'm going to give you guys some other ones that I'm looking at. Obviously, Hype's looking really good. Hype's one of the tokens that I'm trying to get, you know, involved in. I've got a bit of spot when this came out at the zone over here. So I'm a bit down on that, but, you know, it is crypto at the end of the day. And what I'm waiting for, obviously, we do expect a rejection from the zone over here, from Hype. Guys, we do expect a rejection over here, coming straight into resistance over there. We do expect a rejection. If we do come down to my buy zone at that 17 cent zone, sorry, $17 zone for Hype, this is going to be my long, guys. I'll be longing the zone over here. Stops over there. We are creating bullish market structure. And even if we don't stop and just come up here, I'll be buying that retest of this, guys. And I am seeing this. So this is the 6th one. This is a bonus hype, looking really good. I see there's a request for Jupiter. So we're going to have a look at Jupiter. I haven't pulled up Jupiter in a while. Yeah, we were trading Jupiter in this period over here towards the end of last year. And yeah, so we have now taken out this low over here. If I just put this on the weekly time frame. Yeah, not looking amazing, guys. Not looking amazing. Obviously, all the altcoin trading and the Solana trading, which take place on Jupiter and Radium, these tokens got smashed. I am actually more bullish on Radium than Jupiter. I do think it's holding up well. I do prefer the price action. You know, people have made a lot of money trading Radium here. This is a clean platform, of course. But you do expect resistance, guys. Resistance, the 50-week EMA, resistance over there. And this is resistance over here. So watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. But if we go back into Jupiter quickly and just put it on the daily time frame over there, we are now reclaiming the 50 EMA over there, which is amazing. 50-day EMA reclaim is good. This was your obvious, you know, support zone over there, which we lost. So, you know, we are gaining momentum on the RSI. So this looks like one potential deviation over here, guys. Looks like a deviation. You know, what you want to see if you are a Jupiter bull is for price to come up and take out this high, guys. That will put us in a potential market structure shift. We'll probably come into that 63-cent zone, even that 70-cent zone. We'll probably meet up with the 200-day EMA over here coming down, get a nice little rejection over there. And then when it comes down into the zone over here, this will be your buy zone for Jupiter, guys, and it'll be looking good. It'll be looking good. Obviously, a very, very, very steep sell-off for Jupiter. You can see that over there. Looks like we have actually broken out of this downsloping resistance, have retested it perfectly over there. Yeah, so this was a good trading potential. This is what I'm seeing for Phantom, guys, these breakouts over there. Stop would have gone below there, and obviously targeting much higher levels for Jupiter. But guys, we didn't take this trade. Of course, we can't take them all. But yeah, guys, I would be waiting for a break of these highs, a little market structure shift. So 58 cents, mark that off on your chart, guys. Mark that off on your charts. Okay, what else should we have a look at, guys? What else? So I've mentioned those top 5 altcoins today. Those are top 6, actually. Those are looking pretty good. Obviously, MicroStrategy breaking out. Don't sleep on this breaking out, guys. We know exactly what happened. It happened a month before Bitcoin broke out. We had a parabolic move here. And obviously, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. So this is why I was quite concerned with 92K. We obviously took longs over here. It's looking really, really good on the weekly time frame. I'll tell you why, guys. Strong reaction off the 50-week EMA. Obviously, no one really speaking about the zone either. 50-week EMA, very important to have a look at. This gave us the long opportunities over here as well, and obviously nice opportunities over here. Bang, looking good. And I had this line drawn out, obviously the 2 peaks in the 2021 top cycle over there. Extended that out. See, we were almost flipping this as support. And then we lost the level, guys. So this is the 92K. What I don't want to see is a steep rejection and close underneath here, because then it's going to be looking dodgy and we can easily come down and test the zone over here. So definitely, you know, on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, mark off the 50-week EMA, guys. This is massive support. Next cycle, when you guys are trading Bitcoin, leave all the noise. The weekly time frame, daily time frames, these are awesome, guys. This is where you want to be trading. And also, the 50-week EMA shows you exactly when the bear market is confirmed. Okay. When we start closing candles and 3 candles underneath the 50-week EMA, sell the next high, guys. That is basically the plan, in my opinion. If we do close that, sell the next high. I think it makes the most sense. You can also extend this Fibonacci over there. Bang. So we lost that last high over there, came underneath the 50-week EMA. It's looking weak, and you can get rid of all your crypto and buy it back a year later. So basically, what we're going to do for this next run up is we're going to mark this as the low. If it is the low, obviously to all-time highs. And as soon as we lose that 50% level, guys, out. We didn't close a single week below there, I don't think. We did actually close a week below there, but not below the 50 week. If it's below the 50 week and below the 50% level, it is looking dodgy, guys. It's looking dodgy. MACD obviously gave us white tiles. This was more confluence to our long. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks so much for joining the stream, as always, and we'll see you next week for Macro Mondays. Cheers for now.